more teachers or students today with us. Wow, so many students. So I see. Last time we had only one student in our lesson, and most of them were teachers. And now I can see that there are 60, almost 60, okay, 60-something% are students. Or students are quicker to respond because the number of teachers are growing. Okay, I can see that now it's about 60-40%, 60% of students and 40% of teachers, more or less. That's interesting. Okay, so today we are going to have really interesting lesson with real students finally, which I love a lot. And of course, for teachers, I suggest you put on your student's hat, take off first your teacher's hat, put on your student's hat, and take part in the lesson with us as usual, just to enjoy. After the webinar, if you are interested, you can fill in the form and you will get the presentation of this lesson, which then you can use with your students. This feedback form is for teachers, mostly, not for students. Okay, thank you. So the final results, 55% are students and 44% are teachers. Wow, interesting, really great. Okay, I'm going to close the poll and I think let's start. I prepared lots of things for you. So first thing, be ready, like warm up your fingers because today you're going to type different answers. The first thing, when you hear the word media, apart from social media, what other associations do you have in mind? So media, any associations? Conspiracy, aha, great. TV, internet, information, aha. Magazine, super radio, news, the internet, TV, press. Most of you have internet. Of course, this is the main source of information. By the way, source of information also, comes to my mind, for example, newspaper. Good. Good afternoon, Ala. So newspaper, video. Yeah, there are some videos. Of course, that's true. Let's have now let's answer the questions. For all of you, where do you get the news? It can be different news, not only political, probably music news, game news, it depends. World of game. Yeah, so where do you get the news? Second one, what's the fastest way to get the news? You can write down number of questions in your answer. And what are you interested in? When you use media, do you use, so what you're interested in? TV shows, films, music, reviews, not film music, but film music game review. So what type of information are you looking for? TV shows, live shows, interviews, social media sites, TV people. Oh yeah, the greatest source of information. Yeah, like usual, we call it the word of mouth. The word of mouth. I guess from people. Yeah. Telegram. Yeah, there are some news sources. VCD live shows, interviews, films, music, games, reviews. Yeah, great. As for me, for example, of course I use the internet and I try to check the site which I use for credibility, so that I can trust. The fastest way, of course, you can hear lots of things from people, but again, this is the question of should we trust? That's why I prefer to check up. And also Telegram, I agree with the one of you who's mentioned Telegram, because in these channels they react very quickly to some news. Okay, and I like watching interviews with the different people. I like reading reviews. for films, even after I watch it, just to compare, or before. Okay, so I can see that lots of you are interested in different reviews. It's really one of the most popular answer. Interesting. I didn't expect that. I was thinking of TV shows, but hardly ever, hardly anyone mentioned a TV show today. Great. It's interesting, really. Yeah, and some of you, of course, interested in all things. Live shows, yeah, they can be interesting. Okay, good. Now let's have a look at this picture. What do you think this man is doing? He's like an elderly, right? It's not, he's probably retired. And what is he doing? Shows. Thank you. Thank you very much for answering me. He's laughing. Yeah, he's reading. What is he reading? Let's try to dig. He's watching something. Ordering dishes, maybe. Yeah. Okay. We might not know. Surfing the internet. Yeah. TV program. He watches something. Probably yes. Okay. Let's imagine that this retired person is reading the news, or probably watching the news, probably some positive news, right? And think of your grandparents. How do they get the news? Oh, maybe the news from the grandchildren. Okay, what about your grandparents? Do they use their pads to find out the news, or maybe mobile phones, TV, from newspapers? Yeah, I remember my grandmother always has this newspaper near her bed just to read before sleep. TV, mostly TV. So you see, before you were mentioning the internet, but when we are talking to different generation, it's mostly TV. But some of you are writing about other people, internet, YouTube. Okay, so for Jan, for those whose grandparents don't do that, you can now have a hobby how to teach my grandma use the internet, find the news there from Telegram. Yeah, you just can help them to use these applications and to be and to know what is happening in the world. Great, watching news on TV. Okay, so as far as I can see, this topic, news, media, is quite familiar to you. Let's then check what you know, and they get news from internet. Good, thank you, Oleg. Watching news on TV. So I see TV is like the first place for grandparents, second is the internet, all others are going next. Okay, good. Great job, everyone. Now let's check what you know. You have 5 lines. In each line, there is one extra word, the odd word. Which one is the odd? He's watching something on his laptop. Yeah, that's right. They get news from the internet. Good. Advertisement. Okay, and of course you can try to explain why, or just try to think about it. But okay, so for the first one here we have advertisement. Yeah, host. It's interesting why the host is different. Critic. Super. Advertisement, the rest are the names of media products. Super. The parts, maybe, yeah, of an article, maybe. Or, yeah, episode. Okay, good. Wow, you are very quick to answer. Well done. That's wonderful. Okay, let's have a look what answer the book suggests. So for the first one, it's advertisement. All of you wrote this, right? So headline, title, these are kind of synonyms. Yeah, they like what is the name of something. Yeah, by reading this, you can understand what is it is going to be about, or at least the name. Yeah, headlines. We can have headlines somewhere on the sides, on the news sides in the newspaper, which tells the beginning of the news, and title is like the name. Host, reporter, and presenter. Reporter is the odd one just because this is the person who work in the field, and while the host and presenter are people who are in the studio, who are conducting the show. Cameraman, critic, sound engineer. Here all of you were correct, telling that critic is different one, just because cameraman and sound engineer are people who work on the show, right? They make the video, they work with the sound, but the critic is something different, someone different. Is the person who analyzes, who gives his opinion on something. Correspondent, report, article, Correspondent is different one just because it's a person, Report and article are the products. Some of you may have mentioned that. Episode, documentary, and drama series. Episode is different because like documentary and drama series are different types of TV shows. What you can see on TV. I can see documentary, I can see drama series, but episode is a part of a long film. For example, documentary can be not only one film, but different, and we can call it episode. Episode on the fireworks, episode on the celebrations, something like that. Drama series, again, it has lots of episodes, so it's smaller part. Good, perfect. It's interesting. Cameraman, critic, sound engineer. So we still have some issues, questions here. So again, cameraman, this is a person who makes the video, who is responsible for the video. Sound engineer is responsible for the sound, but the critic is the one who, he is not involved in the production, right? He just gives his opinion on something. Well done. Okay, that was a bit of warm-up, and I think we can move on. And the beaver says, well done to you all. Okay, kind of films. They are kind of films. Good job. I see that lots of students today who speak great English, and it's wonderful. And now I suggest if you have this opportunity, you need to use a pen and a piece of paper. If you don't, you can use your smartphones or just our chat. So you need to make 3 columns: words I know, I think I know, and I don't know. I'm going to show you different words. In the chat box, please write to me words that you think you know. Here there are words. They are in the different position. Look at them. If you know the word, leave it. If you don't know, or you think you know, but you are not sure, you want to check, write to me, please. From the second column, the words I think I know. Piece, good. Author, journalist, editor, columnist. Great. Risk. Yeah, what you know, you know it, so you don't write it to me. I think I know. It's like, I think I know, but I'd like to check. Editor, columnist, publisher, correspondent. Super. Okay, that's why my predictions were correct, and I prepared some exercises for you just to check the meaning of different words. Okay, Let's just very quickly go through your answers. I will try to very quickly explain some things. So the piece, yeah, the piece, it can be a piece of cake, yeah, the piece. But when we talk about media, about journalism, you can say piece of writing. So any article can be a piece. Like I read an exciting piece about animals in Africa. It means I read an exciting article about the animals in Africa. Piece is like the article in this meaning. I mean, not always, but in this context, when we talk about media, it can be piece, like piece of writing. Editor, this is a person who reads your text and corrects. Maybe there are some mistakes, maybe not very clear things, maybe it's too long or too short or too boring. So editor, this is a person who will help you correct your writing, or a journalist. Publisher, yeah, this is about the book company, the company that publishes books. For example, I work for National Geographic Learning, and this is a world famous publisher of books for English learning. Correspond, yeah, when something correspond, when we correspond, there are different meanings, but in this case it means to write, to exchange emails, maybe correspond. What else you mentioned here? Newsflash, good. I won't tell you now, but I think you will understand what newsflash is. Okay, columnist. Magazine, do you know what magazine is? Yeah, this is like with pictures, with photos. So in magazine, there are articles, and they call these articles columns. The columnist is the person who writes these columns. So it's like the writer for the magazine. So he has his rubric, like fashion columnist. So this person writes only about fashion trends. Relationship columnist. This person writes some essays, maybe essays about relationship, his opinion. And newsflash, let's check. Now, read the explanation and tell me what it is. Film or TV program based on a book or a play. Hello, Elena. That's wonderful that you're a student and you're here with us today. I hope you will like the answer. Screen adaptation, super. Adaptation, great job. So something is based on a book. And yeah, sometimes books are better than their adaptation. But it happened that not. Somebody who writes articles regularly for a newspaper or a magazine. I've just explained it to you. Somebody who writes articles regularly for a newspaper or magazine. Columnist, Elena. Yeah, you were the first one to answer. Great. And so many answers. Sophia was the first one. Good, great job. Columnist, super. So regularly, yeah, not just the one time, but it's his job. A person or company that arranges the writing, production, and sale of books, magazines, newspapers. A person, a company, okay, publisher. Yeah, we had publisher. So publishment, it's a bit different. It's more about the company, and the publisher can be both. Okay, great job. You're on fire, guys. A very short news program that interrupts another program when something very important has happened. Now remember the one that I didn't explain to you. A very short news program that interrupts another program when something very important has happened. Flash news. Great. Yes. So trailer is more about films. Yeah. Advertisement, again, it's something that company wants us to buy from it, probably, right? But the flash news, okay, I see we here have lots of students from Lviv University of Trade and Economics. That's interesting, and I will be looking forward to your feedback after this lesson. Do you like it or not? Use Flash, yes. So imagine we are watching the TV show, maybe Dances with the Stars. Yeah, and then for a minute we have it stops. It is not advertisement of any medicines or anything. Yeah, it's not an advertisement, but it's a piece of news. So that is a reporter, a news TV host who tells us, okay, it's important. Today something happened, or they decided to cancel their lockdown, something like that. So it's very important. That's why they can interrupt the program, say the news, and the program then continues. News flash. Okay. To communicate with someone by letter or email. Do you remember this word? Breaking news. Yeah, they are breaking news, but it's like at the program breaking news. And this piece, so short piece is a news flash. It can, the news flash can present the breaking news, yeah? But we call this part. Correspond, yes, Sophia. Great, you're really fast. Correspond, yeah, correspond, what to do, correspond. Corresponder is the person. This word has different meanings, but in our case, this is correspond. For example, the magazine corresponds with its readers, right? It means that readers write letters or emails to the magazine, and people in magazine write back. Yeah, so they correspond, write emails to each other. Good job. Now a bit of different task. Read the sentence and decide which word is missing. These are the words from that black square. The book Twilight, in print in October 2005. Came out. Good, Irina. Published. It could be... was published, but was published means in print. And when we have the word in print, it's come out in print. In the past, came out in print. Yeah, so these are like synonyms. The book Twilight was published in October 2005, or the book Twilight came out in print in October 2005. Great job. Next. They liked the journalist's work and offered her a job at the newspaper. Editor. Perfect, Nela. Great. Editor. More other people, yeah. Editor, yeah. So the editor, first, this is the person who can correct your job, your writing piece. And the secondly is the person who works at the newspaper and or magazine and who's responsible for all the articles. Yeah, so editor. We have also editor-in-chief, like the main person. Editor. Good. Well done. So it's sunny today. Read an interesting, I think I read, or maybe it's a recommendation. Read an interesting something about, hello, Elena, about Egyptian mummies in National Geographic. Can it be advertisement? Maybe they advertise us to come and watch. Yeah, good, piece. Yeah, it can be article, of course. It can be a report. But we didn't have these words in our black square, right? We have this word piece. It's like synonym. It's to make our speech more interesting. Everyone says article, but now we can say piece. Yeah, and that's what is English mastering is about. An interesting piece about Egyptian mummies. Good. Perfect. Article, report, also correct. But the task was to use words from that black square. And there we didn't have them. Yeah, piece. Review. Probably review is mostly about programs or TV shows or films or games. Yeah, and about Egyptian mummies, it's more probably report, article, yeah, piece. Good. And I guess this is the last one. There is something in this magazine for a good film. Now you may know this. For a good, yeah? Look at this preposition, for a good film. It can be on, but in some sources they use for. Adaptation. Adaptation usually is on the screen, right? But in this magazine, it's, of course, the review. Well done. The scenery, script, I think, yeah? Script. Kostya, right? Like these words that actors say, these are script. Yeah? And scenery is more about nature. Well done. Great. Now let's check your memory. You can write to me, or you can just think it over. Look at these words one more time. I give you about 30 seconds. And then I will ask you 2 questions about these words. Okay. Now, try to recall all professions from this, from that list, and verbs. Editor, columnist, good. Publisher, perfect. Journalist, 4. Yeah, I think there were 4. And what about verbs? Great memory. I wish I had memory like that. And verbs. Correspondent, yeah, there is, but it was not in that box. But of course, we can use correspondent. Person who works somewhere to review. Yeah, it can be to review, of course. Come out and print. Good. Correspond. Review. Yeah, newsflash. I'm not sure it's a verb. It's more like a noun. It's definitely a noun. Not. You can watch, listen to. Journalist, publisher. Good. Came out and print. Come out. Risk. Yeah. Okay. Great. So professions: columnist, author, editor, journalist, publisher. It can be a person, and also it can be a company. To the verbs: came out in print, risk, review, correspond. Here we have also satisfy, satisfy my interest. This article satisfied my interest. It means like I had everything I wanted. Good. And now my question to you, are there still words that you don't know? Should we explain something? Write to me any words that you don't know. You still need explanations. satisfy. Yeah, make something. Make everything so the person doesn't want it anymore. Yeah? Everything is clear, Svetlana. Good, well done. So let's then move on to a bit more complicated, but very important part of English, satisfy. Okay. Satisfy, again, when I satisfy, it means I satisfy my readers. It means I give them what they want from me. All my readers are waiting for some methodology how to teach reading to young learners. And I satisfy their interests. I write this article, explain them. So to teach reading, you need 1, 2, 3, 4. So they are satisfied. Yeah. News flash. Again, this is a short program that breaks any TV program, gives the news quickly and finishes. So it can be 1-2 minutes. Interrupts. Yeah, interrupts in the middle. Columnist is a person who writes to the magazine regularly. Yeah, writes article for each magazine. Risk. What is risk? When we may be in danger, yeah, it means that it can be risk. For example, the journalist went to the country where is the tornado, and he risked his life. Yeah, he was in danger. He risked his life. We have the same word in our language. Okay, does it make sense? Thank you. You're welcome. To risk. The person, some people can be risky. They try extreme sports, some don't. So do you often take risk? Veronica, Marina, those who ask about risk. Do you often take risk? Or not often? Take a risk, Ludmila. Thank you for help. Good. Sometimes. That's great. So it can be in our life. It depends. Okay. Well done. And now let's move to one of my favorite part of English, phrasal verbs. They are very important because they make our speech more interesting. I can say I started a new hobby. I can say I took up tennis this autumn. Yeah, I sound more natively in this way. And your task is to find phrasal verbs in these sentences. For example, make sure you tune in next Tuesday for the final episode of the Top Chef. So you can see that phrasal verbs are verbs like actions, do, and so on, and preposition. Pick up, super. Ring back, good. Bring out, pick somebody up, yeah, I think. Tuned out, good. Going to ring. Let's look what goes after. Where is it? Take part in, yeah, but it's not take part probably, but ring in, yeah. Bring people around. Pick me up, so pick up. Bring me to the studio. Tuned out. Brought out. Going to ring me back. Ring back. Yeah, not going to ring. Going to is more about plans. Yeah, I'm going to finish my work at 6 today. I'm my plan. But ring me back. Ring back. I can ring. It means just I use my phone to ring somebody. But ring back, yeah, means a bit different. Here are the TV shows. Great. Again, not only take, but take something. So tune in, pick up, bring back, brought out, brought in the past and the present, bring out, tune out, bring to, bring out. I'm afraid I'm okay. Bring round, ring in. You see that sometimes they can be like same verb, like let's look at number 3 and number 8. We have ring back and ring in. Of course, they are both mean telephone, yeah, ring. But ring back means to return a call. And ring in means to call to phone and TV show or radio station. Oh, you're already making. Okay, let's try. Yeah, it's just for you to familiarize yourself. We will do it a bit later, but yeah, you are mostly 1F. Let's check with this F. Return a phone call to choose a particular radio stop. Return a phone call is 1. Choose a particular radio station is another one. So return a phone call is F. Is 3. 3. Ring me back. Return a phone call. Yeah. Tune in is choose another station. Okay. Convince someone your opinion is correct. When we convince, when we say to someone, no, listen to me, I am always right. You need to do what I am saying, and the person does and believes you. Yeah, it's convincing. I think it's 7A. Yeah, 7A, good. Bring people around to their point of view. Bring people around to their point of view. 8H. Choose a particular radio station. Yeah, to call. Yeah, probably tune in to tune in. To E. Let's check. Pick up. Pick up. Look, many TV presenters don't pick up the clothes they wear on TV show. What can I do with the clothes? So I look at the clothes, I think, okay, should I wear this black jumper or should I wear those yellow sweatshirt? So I'm choosing, yeah, I'm picking up clothes, yeah, to see, yeah, good. 6D, bring me to the studio, collect somebody, and take them to another place. Yeah, bring to. Oh, no. Pick up. Yeah? Oh my God, where is it? Yeah, because bring to or pick to. Okay, 6D. Good. Okay, now without the context, but just words. Let's recall. They are a bit different in a different way. Yeah, not bring up, but pick up. Okay, now let's try to do that. So you read the context, you know, plus. They are not the answers. They are not the answers. It's the task to match the phrasal verb with their meaning. Yes, 3C, pick out, choose. 60. Okay, I think we have, I think we need clarifications. Finally, yeah, bring out, to publish. Yeah, I decided to bring out all my articles. Yeah, bring round, convince somebody that your opinion is correct. They brought out the presenter that they need. They okay, and the presenter was brought round to talk about this important topic. Yeah, so somebody convinced him. The presenter was brought round to the topic. Pick out, choose, pick up, collect someone or something and take them to another place. Ring back. Return a phone call. I think it's clear. Yeah. Can you ring me back when you are free? Ring in, to phone on a TV or radio station. You see, they have this special verb for it. When you ring in, you don't call your mom, you don't call your friend. You ring in to some TV show. Tune in, choose a particular radio station. Yeah, so tuned in, I tuned in last Friday and watched the interview. Tune out is when you stop paying attention to something. Yeah, it was so boring that I tuned out. And I hope you don't tune out right now. Okay. More or less, yeah, I think it makes sense. Have a look at it. Maybe you can take photo, just because we will have another exercise with these phrasal verbs. Which were new for you? Can you write to me which were really new, that you confused, you didn't know? For example, I didn't know about this ring in. Just call the use and something like that, but ring in, this was something new for me. What about you guys? Tune out. Yeah. Do you often tune out when you are at the lectures, for example? Nearly all of them. It's not a problem. It's okay. Just because phrasal verbs are the verbs that are difficult to learn. So you can take a photo of them and we will practice them a bit more. Tune in, ring in, good. Tune out. So, and you see different meanings. So when you tune in, you choose the channel to watch. When you tune out, it means you just stop listening, start thinking about your things. Okay, good. I think we need to move on. Anyway, well done. Great job. You were trying, you were testing, you tried. So that is a great job. And working, when you work actively, when you study actively, you remember much more things. We are going to read the text and choose the phrasal verbs. But before, look at this text and find the answers to the questions. What media does the author use? What did he buy? Where did he buy the book? Did he like the experience? I just give you a minute to look through the text. And you're making your answer. You're giving me your answers. Wonderful. Radio. Yeah, he is talking about radio. Online bookstore, yes. This is where did he buy the book? Did he like his experience? Okay, so you made your guesses. Perfect. I see new people who are starting to comment. Wonderful. No, no, no. Okay. We will have a look at this, the last question, a bit later. And now let's finally make someone says yes. Okay, Tanya. Good job. Okay, so yes, he did it on the radio. He bought the book online. And did he like his experience? Yes or no? We have different answers and we will check a bit later. Now, let's finally make it, but I understand that this is the end of the class and you're a bit tired. So I decided to make this exercise a bit more simple for you. So you just need to choose the correct preposition. I buy book in the shop or online. That's right. It depends. Sometimes I like to go in the shop and look for a book just to touch it, to feel it. Sometimes I just know what book I want. That's why I open the site and order the book. Anyway, complete the text with these phrasal verbs. For you, you just need to choose the correct answer. The one, whenever I tune in to our local radio station, I always hear something interesting. Great job, everyone. I knew my favorite author, Catherine Gordon, was about to bring out. Bring out, yeah, a new novel, but I hadn't seen it in the shops yet. So when a radio presenter announced that it was already available from certain online bookstores, I decided to ring. Oh, wow, you are so quick. To ring in to the station and ask where I could buy it. So he ring to the station. Yeah. I left the message and soon someone was kind enough to ring back. Perfect. To ring back and give me the address of the website. Excitedly, I went online. Excitedly. Yeah, I was so excited. I went online and I was able to pick up or pick out. So when you choose something, you are picking out, yeah? Pick out the book. So you're choosing. I want it on the website. When they sent a book, I had to pick it up from the post office. Yeah, so I went, take this book and go. I came there, took the book and went away. Pick out is choosing and pick up is taking. Yeah, take it and put into another place. Pick me up from the airport. Yeah, pick the book up from the post office, from the shop. Okay, but I didn't have to wait long. During the following days, I had to look. I sat down and had a good read. So did he listen to he was so excited in reading this book. He was waiting for it for so many days. Finally, he had this book. So did he listen to the radio station? No, he didn't. So he just tuned out, right? Tuned out means he stopped. He was not interested in that. He was really interested in new thing of the radio station. However, while I sat down for a good read, I never thought anything would bring me to the idea of buying things online. Yeah, so bring me round. It means convince me, tell me that this is a good thing. That's why I am hooked. So for him, as far as we know, it was the author's first experience of buying things online. Can you imagine this in our world? It's impossible. Everyone does it, right? But for him or for her, it was the first experience. He thought online products or shops are not good, but he tried. It was quickly for him, and that's why now he's hooked. You know, hook is like when you go fishing. Yeah, you use hook. The fish can eat the worm of this hook. Yeah. So now he's hooked. It means he likes this. So, talking about our previous question, did he like the experience? Yes, right? The TV program helped him understand how to buy things online. And to all of you, great job. You answered correctly. Wonderful. So I believe that now you can use these verbs in your speech. Let's now discuss the profession of the journalist. Agree or disagree? Let's just have a very quick brainstorming. Journalist can change our world. A for agree, B for disagree. They can. A, everyone agrees. D, someone doesn't agree. Good, it's interesting. Definitely can. Okay, if you have the wish, please write to me why you think so. Next, it's more interesting. They do influence our world. Yes, actually, yeah, they report on something that may be important. Yeah, they can influence our opinion. They can bring out their ideas. Yeah, it's more interesting to bring out blogs than write to a newspaper. Bring round, sorry, bring round. They can bring round to our ideas. Yeah, bring out the blogs than write newspapers. It is more interesting. Okay, here we have not so many A's. A and B. We have D, no B. Good job. Okay, it depends, of course. It's easier, yeah. And the next one, bloggers in our world, bloggers can replace journalists. Do you agree? You don't agree. D for disagree, A for agree. Okay, let's then have a look. I found an interesting infographic about bloggers and journalists. Here is the site. I think it's from America. That's why the salary, of course, it's not in Ukrainian currency. Anyway, they can, but they should be literate. Yeah, so let's see the difference. First of all, bloggers appeared, look, only 24 years ago, yeah, when weblog, yeah, by John Bagger. And the first journalists were in the 17th century. Yeah, bloggers talk about emotions, and journalists talk about, like real journalists, they talk about facts. We don't know their opinion, yeah, but we know the information itself. Of course, if we are talking about qualified journalism, place to work, place of work. They can do research, writing everywhere, even on the couch. Yeah, they just need to watch a TV and maybe make a comment on it. Yeah, but a journalist has to be present at the event, meet people, conduct interviews. So he can't give us facts without talking to, without having evidence, right? That is why his job is more serious, right? And he gives us important things. Education. Anyone can be a blogger, right? I think some of you are. But but for journalists, you need to know lots of the process, lots of the things. You need to follow the procedure to be a good educator. Something else, objectivity. It's about, again, facts and emotions. More subjective includes personal opinion. Yeah, so it's not forbidden, but for a journalist, it's more important not to give personal opinion. Content. Bloggers create different types of content. I think you know it. Yeah, lots of videos, lots of funny things, just for people, just to attract audience, to entertain the audience. And journalists, they work with one type of content. So if I'm a political journalist, I'm talk only about politics. If I'm a celebrity journalist, I usually talk about celebrities. I have connections. I know who I need to speak to. I follow what is happening in this field. And if I'm a blogger, I can just look what is popular today and talk about that. Not going down in deep. Guidelines. Has more freedom to experiment. And I think it's great. Yeah, so they can experiment with the form, with how they do things, with maybe they can dance or film their blogs online, I mean inside or somewhere outside when they're on vacations. But for journalists, they have lots of rules. And without those rules, no one let them give their report to the audience. Timelines. More flexible, can edit live content, refresh old photos, so they can work with it. No one will judge them. But journalists, they have strict deadlines. The content gets old soon, so new topics should be found, right? So no one is interested what happened yesterday. We want to know what is happening today, and we want to know real facts. Language. Again, bloggers, they use slang, they use narrations, some not official languages, but for journalists, we have this specific type of language, a professional language. They need to use their terms from the field they work with. They need to know what these terms mean and consider the rules of censorship. So you see this profession, like this is a real profession, and it requires lots of things. But they can change the world, and it's important. And now I bring round to the idea that being a journalist is exciting. After my presentation, is it exciting or no? I want your honest opinion. Yeah. Okay. Or probably you would like to be a blogger better. Like the people who really do their journalist job, who really want to tell us the truth, they are like heroes to myself, for me. Yes, it's exciting, 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 exciting. Good. Okay, guys, thank you very much for here. So now you can consider becoming a journalist and change the world. I was inspired by this book, Close Up, the second edition, level B1+. So this is kind of a good level. And this is the book for state schools that can be used for the 10th grade students or 11th probably. There are lots of exercises that prepare students for exam form, and lots of other sources that can be found online together with different worksheets, audios, videos, and so on and so forth. It can be used, there are different levels, so you can choose them for different students. You have one video in each unit. You have online zone with different things. Oh, you use it. Nice. That's great, Irina. Thank you very much for the feedback. And there is additional thing, Close Up for Ukraine, special edition for Ukrainian teachers and students. It helps, you see that it gives lots of useful information, and it helps us to think critically. All exercises are interesting. They use the real-life texts and real-life photos. That's why students are motivated when they study with this book. to learn more. Thank you very much. And I'm waiting you for our next lesson. I will usually tell about our lessons on the Facebook page. Here is our Facebook page, NGL Ukraine, where we announce our demo lessons. By the way, if you have younger brothers, sisters, or if you work with younger students, this Friday, I'm going first time in my life, I'm going on a live event on Facebook where we're going to craft. We're going to make a mask, carnival mask, not pandemic. And for this, you will need some coloring paper, scissors, glue, and maybe some things for decorations. You can come to our page, find out all information, and join us on Friday at 1:30. For teachers who are interested in the professional development and who have primary students, I invite you to join my workshop in our teacher training center. This workshop will be next Tuesday, where we are going to create an integrated lesson for the new year. So after this workshop, you will have this great plan how to conduct, how to have this international lesson, integrated lesson with your primary learners. We will try to combine English, math, and art. This is what I like to do when I was working at school. And I invite all of you to join, and I even have these things to share with you. To join and participate. We only accept 15 participants, so everyone could have the feedback and will be able to ask me the question. Okay, thank you very much. That was a great pleasure. And again, this is only for teachers, not for the students. If you have any questions, I will be happy to answer you. I hoped that it was a great lesson for me, and for you it was useful lesson, and you studied something new. Please follow us on the Facebook, and we are going to announce the next lesson for December, I think in the beginning of the next month. That's why stay tuned. Thank you. You're very active and you were really interested today. I liked it very much. If you complete the feedback, it's for teachers. If you complete the feedback form, you will get the presentation as a bonus. Certificates are in the follow-up email. Look, you will get this email in an hour at about 5 o'clock. So you can just download certificate and you will have it. You just need to write down your name in it. If you want the presentation, please fill in the form. Thank you very much. You were an awesome audience today. I liked working with you very much. You inspired me to prepare even better lessons. And I am waiting for you all next month on our online event. Thank you and have a good evening. Goodbye, everyone.